and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. Today I'm so excited because I have such a good fragrance video right now. I'm going to be talking about some of my most sexy, sweet, seductive fragrances. I did a similar video that you guys absolutely loved, so I thought I'd do a fresh one with some new scents to talk about. Some I might have mentioned in my other video, but that just means that they are good. I have some niche, I have some designer, so there is something for everyone. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, definitely give it a big thumbs up as it helps me a lot. And also subscribe, okay? Subscribe if you haven't already. Become a part of the family so you're notified every single time I upload a brand new video. And let's get right into this. What do you guys think of my top? I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like I look like I am 12 years old with the shoulders and then there's a bow at the back. I thought it would look cute, but don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what are your most seductive, sexy scents. These are, ladies, these will bring all the boys to the yard. You know what I'm saying? These are seduce. And I did keep in mind not to only mention fragrances that I personally adore, but ones that I really think a man would absolutely love. So these are great for date night, a weekend away, just a special occasion, that close encounters type of deal. These would be absolutely perfect. This is a gorgeous, sweet bomb right over here. This is Poison Girl from Dior. I absolutely adore this fragrance. I'm just looking up the notes to remind me. I have here my laptop. There's bitter orange, there's May Rose, Damascena Rose, Tonka Bean, Vanilla. It is stunning. It's definitely one of my favorite sweet scents. But the thing about this one, it is not sugary sweet. This is deep. There's like a depth to this fragrance. It has so much character, has this darkness to it. Vanilla in here smells more like a bourbon vanilla. It is deeper and richer. It's not super airy and fresh. I adore this scent. It is definitely on the sweet side, but it is that sweetness that I absolutely love because it has so much character and oomph to it. I don't feel like I'm just spraying sugar all over myself. But the thing about this fragrance that's super special is that ton of different age groups can pull this off. I don't find that this just smells like a particular age group. It is absolutely beautiful. Not the most long lasting, I will say that right off the bat, but I still love this fragrance. And this is a gorgeous scent to layer with other fragrances. It's so beautiful. I have a video that I talk about layering scents, and I do mention this one with another one, so definitely check it out. I'm going to link it up here for you guys to click on. Compliment getter, absolutely. Seduce, absolutely. The sweet in this fragrance just like captures anyone's attention. So check out Poison Girl. It is a beauty. Fragrance that I have here is a little bit more pricier in the price range, and this is Tom Ford Vani Fatale. This is the EDP, and it's part of the Private Blend collection, which I am pretty intrigued with. I love the bottle. It just screams sophistication and classiness. And this is the second fragrance that I have from the Private Blend line. I adore this one. Okay, I got this on my birthday, so I've had quite a few months to play around with it, and now I completely understand this fragrance. So when you spray this fragrance, it does come off quite strong, but it has a little bit of this airiness to it with a bitter kick, in my opinion. But in the dry down is where you're going to get that sexy vanilla. It is a creamy, seductive vanilla. It's absolutely beautiful. There is so many gorgeous notes in here. There's vanilla, there's myrrh, there's coffee absolute, there's mahogany, roasted barley. Like, it is a stunning fragrance. There's saffron, so it has a spicy kick to it, and I find that is more in the beginning, but it definitely is a scent that I find develops on the skin. It's not just going to be linear. It is gorgeous. It exudes sexiness. It is sophisticated at the same time, and I find the longer that I wear it, it just becomes really smooth and delicious and seductive. It is a fragrance that is perfect for close-in counters. Definitely one of those bedroom scents in my opinion, and it's stunning. It lasts really, really well on my skin. It's gorgeous for layering, but on its own, I mean, it's magic. In the opening, it's not like my 100% favorite, but it's in the dry down that I think the beauty of this fragrance really shines, because that vanilla with all the other added notes just blend so beautifully, and you are just going to get this sexy, seductive creaminess of a fragrance on your skin. Still has a little bit of that darkness and mysteriousness to it, a little kick of spice, but the spice isn't super predominant. It's more in the opening, I find, not so much in the dry down. It's gorgeous. It's one of those fragrances that takes time to love, and I get that with many of the Tom Ford fragrances. In the beginning, you might be a little shocked and a little like, I don't quite understand it, but the more and more you wear it, you just fall in love with his fragrances. This happened to me with also, what's that other fragrance called? Oh my god, I can't even think. Black Orchid was the same thing. When I first smelled that fragrance, I was a little weirded out. I didn't know what I was smelling. I didn't know if I fell in love with it. But over time, it's just a scent that I absolutely adore. And this one is growing on me so much. I know that this is going to be out and about a lot for winter time. And I did do a video on my fall scents that I really, really want to wear more often. This was in the list, and it's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. So we're bringing it back to the designer fragrances that are a little bit more affordable. This is a gorgeous scent, again, from the house of Dior, that I think is just one of those scents that really captivates a man's attention because of, again, beautiful sweetness. The blends of this fragrances is stunning. This is Miss Dior, and this is gorgeous, ladies. This is sweet, feminine, seductive, and sexy all at the same time. It is so good. I do have the EDP. They do have an ADT available, which I don't think I've ever tried, but this one is stunning. I absolutely adore this bottle. It is really, really cute with the bow, but I like the actual shape of the bottle, and I just adore this fragrance. I love the color of the juice, and it's just one of those beautiful date night scent. It is so appropriate for date night. Absolutely gorgeous. And this one, you don't really necessarily need to wear it only during the evenings. You can definitely pull it off during the day, but that sweet fragrance is stunning. Yes, it is sweet. There's patchouli in here for sure. It's warm. I believe there is amber. Let me just check the notes. There's amber, vanilla, and patchouli in the base, which is like a dream come true. I mean, that combination alone is to die for. A lot of people have issues with patchouli. I actually think that when a lot of perfumers add patchouli in their fragrances, it just really adds that oomph that the fragrance needs. Otherwise, it would just be like, another sweet fragrance. And I just think patchouli really brings out a lot of the depth in a fragrance. So I am not mad at patchouli being in a fragrance. I don't find the patchouli is super dirty, but you will definitely smell it in the dry down. The amber just gives it that beautiful warmth. The vanilla is that gorgeous sweetness. Now, it's not a super dark vanilla like other fragrances. Like I would say with Poison Girl, I find the vanilla a lot more deeper. This one not as deeper, but definitely gives that beautiful element in this fragrance. And it's floral, it's depth, it's warmth, it is gorgeous. It is definitely a scent that you can really dress up and just look super elegant and sexy and seductive. It is stunning. It's a compliment getter for men. Men just love sweet fragrances on a woman, and this one is not falling short of that. It is absolutely stunning. And I want to say that this is the reformulation. I still love it just as much as the older formula, because I do have a bottle of the older formula, and I still think this is absolutely stunning. So definitely check it out if you haven't. I love it. If you love your sweet scents with that beautiful vanilla warmth to it, patchouli in there, this is a beautiful option. So the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about is actually really, really new. Like, it just launched recently. And as soon as I sprayed this fragrance, I was like, whoa, this house is not playing, okay? This is from Givenchy, and this is Untitled Intense. I do love the original EDP, and I also love the EDT. Gorgeous scents that are just classy and ladylike. The Intense just took it to a whole nother level. It is absolutely amazing. That description of intense really fits this fragrance. There are a lot of fragrances that come out with flankers that are supposed to be more intense, and you just don't get that intenseness. This one, oh my God, it is absolutely there. I'm just going to spray this one on a card actually and let that dry a little bit. So top notes, we have orange blossom, we have some tuberose, heart, we have patchouli and vetiver, and then base note, my God, vanilla bean and black sesame, I believe. Oh, ladies, this smells sexy, but in the most luxe way. It's super luxurious. It's still classy, but it's sensual. There is something very sensual. I mean, look at this bottle. It is gorgeous. I love that they went with a complete black bottle, except for this base over here. I almost wish that this was matte. It would really just like take it to a whole nother level, but I love that they went with a black one. Oh, the dry down is gorgeous. The dry down is beautiful, beautiful. You definitely get that kick of vanilla. They didn't shy away from that note whatsoever. I want to say that the tuberose is a very soft, airy tuberose. I don't like heavy tuberose fragrances. I feel like it just smells a little outdated to me. But this tuberose note is very fresh and airy and more predominant in the opening and slightly drying down. But the actual complete dry down, I don't get too much of the tuberose. Definitely you will get a little patchouli, but not heavy. It's not heavy on the patchouli at all. It is stunning. This is more of that sexy, classy scent. Like, I'm dressing sexy, but very classy at the same time. I'm not showing all the goods, but I'm showing a little bit of skin. This is this scent right here. Little black dress, gorgeous kind of scent right here. Definitely, I would reserve this for more evening time. It has beautiful warmth to it. Also, the opening is a little bit fresher, but it dries down a little bit warmer. There's something about it that gives it a bit more spiciness to it. Also, it's a sensual, classy scent right here. And I think that Givenchy is coming out with some stunning fragrances. They are a beautiful fragrance house already. They really come out with some beautiful quality fragrances. This one is gorgeous and it lasts forever on my skin. The sillage is pretty incredible on this one also. So I think they did an incredible job making it very intense. So the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about is one that I personally don't wear that often. I honestly don't remember the last time that I wore this fragrance, simply because I do find it quite sweet, but I will show you a flanker of that I prefer. But I also know that this fragrance, if you are out to seduce, to get compliments, to have that wow factor when it comes to sweet fragrances, this is one that men just gravitate towards to a lot. And I'm saying that based on asking my husband, and based on, I used to work at a department store near the fragrance section, and so I definitely saw what men really loved to smell and to get for like their loved ones and whatnot. This is Viktor&Rolf Flowerbomb, and I do have a smaller bottle because, again, I don't wear it that often, so I gifted the larger bottle to my sister and just kept this one for video references or for layering, or maybe I might change my mind in like a year or a few months. You never know, right? Flowerbomb is a sugar bomb. That's what it should have been called. It is sweet, sweet, sweet. In my opinion, this is a very sweet fragrance. It is floral, it is feminine, and it definitely captures attention. I do find that Flowerbomb is really an intense scent. You don't need to go crazy with spraying that all over yourself. I don't think it's like super long lasting, but the sillage in the first few hours is quite strong. So don't go too crazy with the actual spraying it on yourself. But this is one that if you love your very crowd-pleasing sweet scents, this is one that you would probably really enjoy. There's jasmine, there's orchid in here, which are two beautiful scents for a lady's fragrance. We have patchouli in the base. You do get a kick of that patchouli once it dries down. But again, for me, I love it. Opening, we have bergamot and tea, which is a little different. So adds a little element of freshness in the opening. But the dry down, I find this sweet, warm, and floral for sure. So this is a great scent. I want to say this one is definitely categorized in a certain group. Like, in my opinion, if you wear this and you are, in your 30s and up, that's great. I mean, rock it. But for me, I definitely see those 25 and under pulling this fragrance off more often. Now, if you want Flowerbomb to have a little bit more depth to her, I would get this flanker over here. It is definitely a lot more creamier. It's a lot more velvety. It's a little bit more mature, but still carries that sweetness really, really well. It gives me almost the vibe of Poison Girl. They smell completely different, but it gives me that vibe. It's a lot more richer in tone. And sometimes I just love flankers more than the original fragrance. It happens a lot for me. And for Flowerbomb, I love all of the flankers. I honestly feel like I don't talk about this house because of the price point. I don't ever want to make you guys feel pressured to purchase a niche fragrance that can be really high up there in price point. But then again, I know that some of you guys adore niche fragrances and it is majority of your collection. So I'll definitely be introducing a couple of more niche fragrances, but overall, I want my fragrance content to be a mix of everything. Affordable, a little bit more expensive, just like what I do with my, makeup content. So this is one that I think is absolutely stunning. My husband absolutely loves this fragrance on me. It is a stunning date night fragrance. Absolutely beautiful. This is Raja Perfumes Tiamu. And wow, this is a gourmand lover's dream. It's a really unique gourmand in my opinion. And when I pull up the notes, guys, this is bombarded with so many notes. It is insane. The base of this fragrance is like, wow, there's ginger, there's pink pepper, there's saffron, there's cumin, there's cinnamon, there's patchouli, there's sandalwood, vetiver, cacao, carrot seed, tonka bean, iris. Like, there is so many notes in this fragrance, but when you smell it, it doesn't smell like it is crazy. Like it's just one of those super duper complicated scents. It actually smells absolutely gorgeous. It's a fresher gourmand fragrance. The opening, definitely that bergamot and that mandarin will hit you in the face for sure. So it's very light, airy, and kind of fresh in the opening. It's a little fruity in the opening, but the dry down, it becomes a lot more warmer, a lot more grounded. It still has that elegance quality to it. It is gorgeous. It's a sweet fragrance that is quite unique in my opinion. It's not your average gourmand, and because there's so many notes to it, it just makes it that much special. It's really, really beautiful on the skin. It lasts forever. Like literally all of the fragrances that I've tried from this house last the entire day on my skin, and on my clothes, forget about it. It is like days and days until you wash it off. These fragrances are just that beautiful. Like the quality, I definitely see it there. So I absolutely love this one so much. If you love gourmands with a little bit of a twist, I think check this out. Get your nose on it and let me know what you think. So the next fragrance that I am going to talk about is quite popular in the fragrance community, and for all the right reasons. I think that this is absolutely beautiful. Now I do have a flanker, and this is Giorgio Armani C. Love this fragrance. I have the this is the Parfum pour Femme. That's the one that I have. I have smelled quite a few of the fragrances with the original and the flankers, and I always go back to this one here. It's a little bit more intense. I love my deep fragrances. I love fragrances that have like that oomph and that character to them. I just find this fragrance absolutely beautiful. The notes in here are stunning. I know that there is like vanilla, there's blackcurrant, I believe there's incense in here. It's just so beautiful and elevated. It is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite designer fragrances. Yes. It's so beautiful. You definitely get that kick of incense when you spray that. It is not overly sweet in my opinion. It is still on the sweet side when it comes to fragrance categories, I want to say, but it's not overly sweet. There's like this deep sweetness to it. It's not like light sugar sweet. It is gorgeous. I think this is beautiful. This is a fragrance that lasts really, really well on my skin, and I definitely understand why so many people love the entire C like collection with the flankers and everything, because I think they really do an incredible job with their fragrances. Not all of the C fragrances are long lasting. I will say that if you're worried about how long your fragrance lasts, but this one in particular is very long lasting on my skin, and I just love this. This is gorgeous for evening especially. It just sits on the skin beautifully on days that are a little bit more cooler outside. Honey, this is stunning. And then last but not least, I have another fragrance that's quite new to my collection. It is part of the house's kind of private collection. This is from YSL, and this is Magnificent Gold. It is a beautiful vanilla based fragrance for sure. You have to adore vanilla. This fragrance is absolutely beautiful, and the entire private line from YSL, guys, I can't believe there's not more hype, there's not more love shown to this line, because I think that they just did an incredible job. Their fragrances in this line are definitely high up there with the niche, with the Parfums de Marly, with the Raja Perfumes. They are so exquisite. It's definitely worth getting your nose. They have so many different beautiful scents to select from that are high in quality and really are up there with their price point. This is another gorgeous one. It is so beautiful. The dry down is what really gets me, because it kind of gives me the same vibe as Tom Ford's Vani Fatale in the sense of the dry down, where it becomes this very creamy, luxurious, silky vanilla fragrance on your skin. In the opening, it's a little spicy for sure. It's quite intense, just like the Tom Ford. Very, very similar description. They smell different, but similar kind of vibe and similar description. It's a little incensey. It's a little like woody. But the dry down, you get more of the vanilla. The vanilla is creamy. It's not too dark. It's a little bit more airy. It's kind of sensual and sexy. And it smells really beautiful for close encounters, in my opinion. It is a gorgeous scent. If you are really dressed up to impress, this is a scent that I would definitely pull out and wear. It's not one that I wear casually for sure. Same with the Tom Ford. This is a fragrance that I would have to be dressed to the occasion to wear. It's quite luxurious at the same time. And overall, I just love the vanilla in this one. It is a very smooth, silky vanilla. If you don't like those heavy, deep vanillas like the Poison Girl from Dior, this is the type of vanilla that you would go towards. It's very smooth. It's very silky. It is feminine. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, I love the quality of this private line. It is exquisite. So guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and saw something new and cool today. Definitely leave your comments down below. I can't wait to chat with you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for all your love and support. Oh my gosh, we have surpassed 38K, which is pretty mind-blowing. We're on the road to 40K. So I just want to say thank you so much, and I will see you all on the next one. Ciao.